What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We got more METALCLOAK parts. Yay! Before we open this up, I think this is probably one of the overlooked parts that people kind of think about, to be honest, because everybody figures the front part is the most important, but you also got to think about the rear. The rear is just as important as the front. Yes, I am talking about the track bars. So one thing that I think that is pretty overlooked is the rear track bar. Yeah, the factory one is okay, but it's not very strong. Especially when you start talking about overlanding and adding weight and rock crawling and the pressures behind there. That axle is doing the same thing as the front, so we still have to take care of the rear. And also, you got to think about this when you lift up your Jeep and you got to get it realigned. The front track bar is really pushing it one way, the rear is pushing the axle another way. So you also got to get those things lined up. So again, you're going to need an adjustable track bar. The factory is not adjustable, so you're going to need something stronger, especially when you're done lifting it, because when you lift it, one side shifts over a little bit, and that's why you need the adjustable to help push back the axle a little bit more. Maybe if I go underneath and show you guys what I'm kind of talking about. So if you don't really know, this is the rear track bar. I'm sure most of you guys know what the rear track bar is, but again, I think this is probably one of the most overlooked part in the rear, and we're gonna get rid of this little bend here. Yeah, it's for the exhaust, but it's not really necessary. But again, you got to think about when you guys lift the vehicle, this part right here, yeah, it's going up, but it's also moving the axle, maybe just a little bit, but it's just enough where you can also not have your axles lined up, and it could mess with your alignment. So again, it's very important to change this out. So, and tomorrow we're getting an alignment done because we just did all the control arms. So I'm lucky enough that it came in time so we can change this out, which this is a very simple install. It's literally this bolt, and that's it. You leave the vehicle on the ground, and then that's it, and bolt it back up. It's very simple to install. So let's go ahead and open up the box and see what the METALCLOAK is like. Again, we got more stickers, and it's not like I don't have enough stickers. I think I got enough. So we are going to go ahead and just disconnect the factory one that is on the Jeep right now, and you only need one thing, and that is a 21mm socket or ratchet, whatever you're using. I'm going to use my impact, so it's for literally one thing. That's all you need. Nice and easy. I lied to you. You're going to need a box wrench for the backside. I forgot there's a nut on this side. That's just a 21 as well. And off it goes. So one thing that, like the factory control arms and everything else they use, is the factory uses this kind of style bushing. It's good, especially just for on-road use. Yeah, you're going to get a little flex out of it, and it's going to do its job. But overall, it's for like off-road purposes, it's not a very good lasting bushing by any means. And if this thing goes, you got to still replace the entire track bar. METALCLOAK uses their Duro track, which is replaceable. You just kind of twist these out, and it's actually like two little cylinders that kind of screw into each other, and you can just unscrew and replace them. So this bar right here will last you forever. Worst case scenario, you just have to get the replacement for this, and that's really about it. It's a very simple track bar. One thing with METALCLOAK and a lot of aftermarket ones is that there's no bend in here. The main reason for like this bend right here is, for my understanding, this is more for the exhaust system, but it's not even really necessary. I have a rock crawler exhaust on there, so we don't even need this bend. It won't even touch it, won't do anything to it. And so this is a nice straight. It's actually going to be a little bit more, the strength of it's going to be a lot more stronger because of this. There's no bends, it's one solid straight piece. So when you have all these pressures, it's not really just bending, you know, maybe at these little points right here or whatnot. This is a straight bar. It's going to keep it nice and strong and straight. So again, what I would do first is throw some anti-seize on here. So again, what we are going to end up doing is just twisting this out, you know, just far enough. Don't have to undo the whole thing, but what I would do is throw some anti-seize on here, get it pushed down, and then we're going to measure the factory one to its length, and then when we go to get the alignment done, they'll straighten everything out itself. If you never worked with anti-seize, wear a glove. Quick tip, because this stuff, and you don't need much to go everywhere, you know, because this stuff spreads kind of all over the place. The smallest amount goes a very long way. And then just twist this back in, and we will measure the factory one. So again, what we're gonna do the same thing that we did with the control arms in the last video. We are gonna go from eye to eye, from center to eye, and see how much we need. So this one reads 37.5. So we have to go down a 1/2 inch. Keep going. This may be almost fully closed. And a little bit, maybe 2 turns. Like 1 more turn. Yeah, let's do a turn, 2 turns. Yeah, pretty close. Close enough for a blind guy. And I wouldn't even worry about tightening this down until it's fully on. Again, nut side or your threaded side is going to be on the frame. And then your non-threaded side, which would be this end, is going to be on your axle. One thing I did mention is this is like paperweight. I mean, you can literally just long dart this thing. This right here is pretty heavy. This is a solid 4130 chromoly bar. The thing's heavy. You can almost use this literally as a little weight. But yeah, compared to the two, this is nothing. That's why get rid of it when you can, especially if you've already changed out everything else. You know, I mean, this is still an important part, like I've said before. You know, so I did learn something while I was installing this. Usually you're always going to do the adjuster side to the frame side, but the bushing for that is on with the adjustment side is smaller than the actual, or to the other side. So for METALCLOAK's setup is that the adjuster is going to be on the METALCLOAK side. So it's not too bad. Put it in, and then you're just going to make sure you grab your flag nut for the rear, and then just kind of twist and turn, get that to lock, and then you are going to do axle is going to be 100 foot-pounds, and then the frame is going to be 85 foot-pounds. again, there's not really too much of a torque spec down for these. Really grab your biggest wrench you have and, you know, torque it down as tight as you can. Always check these. Doesn't matter if it's just your control arms or your track bars. Always make sure that they're tight, especially if you're about to leave to go to, you know, on a trip and whatnot. So nice and easy install. I mean, you can't really get too much easier than that. So now you guys can go play long darts with the factory one. It's literally useless unless you're gonna go put it on Facebook Marketplace for $1 billion. Like a lot of people think their you know, takeoff parts are worth something. 90% of the time, mine just go right in the trash can. But yes, this is a mod or an upgrade. If you're gonna upgrade the front, make sure you guys do the rear to help center up the axles. You know, just help keep everything in line. And then when you guys take it to your alignment shop, either to a Jeep dealership or to an off-road shop, they're going to be able to really dial in your whole setup to make sure it rides and performs the best that it possibly can. So don't forget that. It is a great upgrade. It's a super easy install. It's literally 2 bolts like you guys saw. I would just do 100 foot-pounds of torque on each bolt. You know, 15 pounds isn't going to make or break a difference. I would rather go tighter than looser. So I would highly recommend that. If you're going to take care of the front, take care of the rear. Greatly appreciate every single one of you guys. Leave me down in the comments where you guys are traveling next. Let's get some talking going. It's been a while since I really had a lot of people conversate in the chat. So I greatly appreciate every single one of you guys that watch it. And guess what? Catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.